ever dream of having your own business and hoping someday na matawag ka bilang business owner ng sarili mong company, but you don't know how to start? And nai-stop ka din ng thought na wala kang capital. Would you believe na pwede kang mag-start ng kahit anong business kahit wala kang capital? Well, guess what? Today, may ultimate guide ako para sa'yo. So, we're diving into the world of starting a business from the scratch, even with zero mola in your pocket. So, if you're ready to turn your business dreams into reality, keep watching. So, nakalipas na 4 na taon, I started several business na as a young girl with limited knowledge and resources. At hindi lahat ng mga negosyo ko is nag-success. Most of them nag-failed sila. But I can say na those years really helped me to understand the real thing that makes the money go around and multiply. And I will incorporate my personal business's experience so you can understand better what I am trying to say. But first, why do you think it's important for us young people na mag-start na ng business as soon as possible? Diba kapag bata ka, iisipin mo na hindi ka pa ganun ka-equip sa knowledge, wala kang experience, especially wala kang capital na pagsisimulan. So, yun yung mga negative thoughts na naghihinder sa atin to start our business dreams and stopping us to enter in the entrepreneurship realm. Pero diba kilala nyo naman si Mark Zuckerberg, yung co-founder ng Facebook? Sabi niya, being young is not disadvantage when it comes to starting a business. It's actually an advantage. Young people have a unique perspective, fresh outlook, and the ability to take risks without the fear of failure. Don't wait to create something. The world needs your ideas. And now is the best time to make your mark as a young entrepreneur. So, sabi niya, hindi nga disadvantage na bata ka pa para mag-start ng business. Sinabi niya na advantage nga yun. Kasi nga, pag bata, di ba? Walang takot, risk taker. Pero dagdagan ko lang din yung reason sa advantage. Pag bata ka pa nag-start ng business, it's okay to fail. Kasi most of the people will think na you're too young not to forgive. Pero kung matanda ka na nag-start ng business, iisipin nila na you are too old para intindihin yung mga errors and faults mo. And additionally, kapag nasa 18, 16, 17, 18 to 20 ka nag-start ng business, karaniwan, di ba, nakatira ka pa sa poder ng pamilya mo or you're living under your parents' roof pa. So, pag nag-start ka ng small business, kahit small business, pag nalugi yung business mo or pag nag-failed, kasi syempre hindi naman perfect ang first business natin agad, merong sasalo sa'yo. What I mean sa sasalo is, hindi ka mag-aalala na kahit itodo pato mo yung pera mo sa business mo, may kakainin ka pa rin kinabukasan kasi andyan nga yung parents mo. So, isang advantage yan na wala na sa mga adult na nag-start ng business, lalo na kapag may family. Kasi kapag nalugi ka, talagang kailangan mong i-face yung consequence nun. Wala nang kasing sasalo sa'yo kasi matanda ka na. Advice ko sa young people at your young age, grab that opportunity because that's your advantage and ikaw lang ang meron. Speaking of, business is everywhere. Diba? Social media, sa restaurants, commercial, brands, at even the government is form of private entity business. Kahit nga yung school na pinapasukan ko is pagmamay-ari ng pinakamayamang tao sa buong Pilipinas, sa Henry C. Yung NU, diba? National University Samoa. Kahit school yan, business pa rin yan. Yun nga. So, everywhere around us is business. And so, now, I would like to highlight why most of us young people study very hard in school, especially sa college. Diba, we're hoping someday to get a decent job by working 8 hours and become an employee to others people's business. Well, it's okay naman to become an employee as of now, but it's not okay forever. Most of us hate business, diba? May mga ilan sa atin na ayaw mag-business, pwera ito ay sa mga taong hindi lang nakapagtapos or sa mga tao lang na medyo maliit ang pangarap, not knowingly na most of the people na may mga high degree is nagtatrabaho sila under sa ibang tao or sa mga company. Hindi ba nila alam na ang company itself is a form of business? It's either a government or a school. It's either the company and corporation. It's a business, okay? Meron namang ilan na employee ngayon dahil sa dala ng kahirapan, gusto nila mag-business pero wala silang kakayahan dahil yung pananaw nila is ganito. Kapag nakaipon ako, tsaka ako mag-business. Or kaya naman, pag nag-retire na ako, tsaka ako magbe-business. Madali na lang naman yan. Gusto kong business is ganito, is ganyan. Wherein most of the Filipino people dyan nagkakamali. Marami ang Pilipino na entrepreneurial mindset talaga sila, pero mali yung thought na ang pagbe-business is madali. Okay, so step number 1 is discover your winning ideas. To explain more about this, kailangan meron kang niche. It might be fitness, cosmetics, foods, and other services or products. You will only know that there is a customers if you will understand that there is a group of people that is interested with your niche. So for example, like mga content creators. So may tinatawag nga silang niche na kung saan dito umikot lahat ng pinag-uusapan, sinasabi, at even yung output ng kanilang mga content. For example, saan ba nakakabili ng mga gulay? 'Di ba? Sa palengke. Hindi naman sa mga drugstore. And wala ka ring makikita ng mga ice cream sa mga hardware. So, for you to be able na mahanap yun, meron ako ditong mga steps or prompts na makakatulong sa'yo to find your winning idea. And mind you guys na kailangan ang mga winning idea natin or yung business ideas natin is interesado ka or passion mo, plus meron siyang value sa market or sa ibang tao. So let's follow this 3 principle na ginagawa ko to get your winning idea. So number 1 is yung brainstorming. Pangalawa is solution. And pangatlo is yung market research. So like for example, sa brainstorming, you have to identify these 3. Your top 3 interests, your top 3 skills, your top 3 unfair advantage. And then, para mas maintindihan ninyo, nagawa ko dito na example sa real life business ko. So, my top 3 interests is business, money, and media. My top 3 skills are photography, editing, and music. My top 3 unfair advantage are resources, location, and connection. So, once I already find these top 3 things, filter out kung ano yung pinakang the best. Sa top 3 interests, I choose business. And sa top 3 skills, I choose photography. Sa top 3 unfair advantage, I choose resources. And that's the brainstorming part. Next is yung solution. Here's the solution. You have to find the top 3 or na matulungan mo sa iniisip mong business ideas or business. So here, nilagay ko is couple getting married, school for graduation and ID pictures, and third, events. Once you're done with the solution part, dive to market research. So, sa market research, you have to find na if there is existing or business katulad ng gusto mong mangyari. So, it might serve as your inspiration and also, makikita mo rin yung mga competitors mo. I listed top 3 similar business. For me, it's nice print photography, yung mga local suppliers sa Marinduque, and other photo services pa. So, meaning to say na this photography service business is actually existing. So ngayon, after ko masagutan ng tatlong ito, nagkamap ako sa winning idea ko is what? Photography business. Who or for who? Couples and students. Is there a market? Yes. That's the step number 1. Let's proceed with step number 2. Craft your strategy. Now that you have your idea, kailangan bago ka mag-execute, meron ka pa ring plan on how you can execute it. Actually, this must be a business plan na kung saan pwede mo siyang gawing mas formal or professional para in case na dumating sa time na mag-loan ka, kung wala kang budget, mag-loan ka, at least may mapapakita ka sa mga potential investor or partner in the future. So that to be said, yung mga kailangan mo lang i-include sa growth plan mo is yung what I am offering, who are my target audience, is there a market, when should I start, and how can I make my business known. So these 5 prompts will help you to create your business plan as simple as it is. So, next naman is yung revenue streams. Ito yung pinakamahalaga sa lahat dahil kailangan mong planuhin kung paano ka mamamonetize or kikita dito. So, kung product yung binibenta mo, dapat alam mo yung proper bookkeeping kahit yung pinakang simpleng bookkeeping lang. Since iba-iba yung product na pwede nating ibenta, we're not going deeper in the topic on how to step-by-step doing the bookkeeping. Kasi we're talking about more in general. Pero ang rule of thumb sa product business is to gain profit, you have to subtract all the expenses to your projected income. Price of your product depends on how much money you want to make. And syempre, of course, if the market will buy your product. So now, paano nga tayo mag-start ng business kung wala tayong capital? So ito na yung pinakasagot doon sa question natin kanina. Step 3 is to leverage free tools and take loan. Now that you have your idea plus plan, either you take advantage of using free tools or if needed, you to take a loan to get started. So we we have a business back then 2021, which is yung lumpia wrapper making. So the demand in the market gives me the drive to start kasi yung nanay ko ay nagtitinda sa gulayan sa aming town. Ni isa doon is walang lumpiaan kasi umaangkat pa sila sa ibang bayan. Kaya alam ko na malaki yung market talaga doon, especially kapag may mga okasyon like mga fixed seasons like Christmas, fiesta and all. So I remember we finished the business plan almost 1 month with my business partner Joyce. Actually, it's our first business together and we don't have any idea how to start and wala din kaming pera to start. After everything is done, have the idea, research the market. Ang kailangan na lang namin to start is capital. We came up with total of 30,000 to start it. Kasama dun yung machines kasi may machine na gagamitin and other consumable along the process. And as a young girls, hindi pa kami nakakahawak kahit buo na 10,000 that time. Kaya malaking amount na sa amin ng 30,000. So dahil sa gustong-gusto talaga namin start or simulan yung business na to, yung ginawa namin to make it possible is this step. So first, list 5 people or thing na may capacity to have this amount of money. So, I would suggest na mga private lender na kakilala mo. Huwag muna yung bangko. Mga tao, kapatid, kapamilya mo, kaibigan, o basta maglista ka ng 5 tao. After namin maglista ng 5 tao, i-finalize mo yung top 3 na pwede mo silang pagbigyan ng business plan at may proposal ka dapat. Kaya make sure na along the business plan na ginawa mo, may kasamang loan agreement. So, simple lang yung ginawa namin. In-state lang namin doon kung kailan kami magbabayad, magkano iuutangin namin, magkano yung percentage, yung assurance lang na mababayaran namin. So, once na ma-identify mo na yung 3 person na yun, send mo na sa kanila yung business plan mo at yung loan agreement. At dapat, syempre, may interest. So, ganyan yung ginawa namin. And after 3 days ng paghahanap ng possible na magpapautang sa amin, nakakuha kami ng 30,000 with 15%. So, total ng babayaran namin is 35,000 within 6 months. After namin makabili ng machines and equipments, yung natira na lang sa amin for the consumable ingredients is 5,000. Kasi sa city pa namin nabili yung mga equipments and machine dahil wala nga sa province namin yun. Like harina, labor, yung magluluto, or nag-hire din kami ng tao, which is mas mahirap din na process along the way. So, to make the roller coaster short story, nabayaran din namin yung 35K in 6 months. Yung lahat ng gamit sa amin na rin talaga siya after namin mabayaran. So, yung sumunod na benta, naipon naman namin siya. And second type is yung leverage-free tools. Kapag naman business, mostly sa service business kasi to applicable kasi hindi mo ganun kailangan ng materials para makapag-start ka agad. So, example, ng 2022, pinasok namin yung photography business. Service business siya. Unlike mo sa lumpiaan na product business. Siyempre, kapag photography business, kailangan mo ng camera, kailangan mo ng skills, and paano ba mag-start kapag mga service, diba? So, first step dito is mag-isip ka ng mga kakilala mo na may camera. So, most probably sila yung mga taong may business na rin. And marami naman din, lalo sa city, na nagpapahiram or nagpaparent ng camera para sa mga beginner lang na katulad natin. So, ganun yung ginawa namin. And luckily, meron yung ate ko na hinirman namin para makapag-start kami ng photography business. And dumating din sa time na nanghiram kami ng camera, bayad kami ng around 500 pesos. So, ganun. Sa pagkakaalam ko, nag-start yung karaniwang mga photographers is sa paghihiram ng camera kasi kung beginner ka is wala ka pa naman capacity na makabili agad ng tig 35 or tig 100k na camera kasi nga you're beginner. So, yung first step talaga is to rent. So, proven experience ko dito is nung meron nga na ako ng camera is may nag-rent sa akin na kakilala namin. Binayaran niya ng 200 pesos yung rent niya for 3 days. And kasi hindi ko alam kung magkano dapat. And ngayon nga is kumikita na siya ng 50k to 100k. And possible talaga siya kung gusto mo mag-start ng ganitong tulad na business. Pero all in all, kapag sa service kasi, ang pinakamahalaga is yung portfolio. Kasi skill-related business nga to. So sa una, pahiram-hiram ka lang, gawa-gawa ka lang ng portfolio, magpipicture ka, or gagawa ka ng online presence mo, papakita mo yung skills mo. Yun nga, additionally, kailangan syempre meron ka ding skills na alam related sa business na gusto mo. Kaya nga sinabi ko kanina, dapat pag mag-business ka is yung interesado ka. And syempre, dapat ay meron ka ding unfair advantage. Kasi habang gumagawa ka ng portfolio, may makakakita niyan na gusto rin nila yung kung paano ka mag-shoot. Meron kang uniqueness the way you shoot kahit hindi ka pa magaling. Tapos, yung mga ma-attract mo, sila na yung mga possible clients na pwede mo na i-turn yung gig mo sa paying gig or kung saan nag-start na magbayad sa'yo yung mga customer. Kasi once na sila na yung mag-demand sa'yo, syempre, kailangan mag-a-ask ka na ng payment. Which is, ito yung magiging dahilan para makaipon ka ng pambili mo ng sariling camera in the future. So, isang bagay din lang na kailangan mong tandaan kapag mag-start ka ng product business mo is yung tao na i-hire mo, ma-hire yung right people is trusted siya. Kasi yung nangyari sa amin sa lumpiaan is natakasan kami or manggagawa. Tinakasan niya kami ng may utang kakabali, which lead us to surrender this business. Kaya nga sabi ko kanina na most first business failed talaga. Hindi naman siya totally nag-fail pero na-push kami surrender siya dahil nga sa nangyari para din makapag-aral ako sa Manila. Dahil malaki yung tuition ko, yung mga naipon namin na ibang pera is nagamit ko sa tuition ko at binenta na rin namin yung machine sa nanay ko na pinandagdag ko sa tuition ko. Yun nga, sabi nga nung ilan na yung first business mo daw is surely will fail. Pero the best yung matututuhan mo sa experience mo na pwede mo siyang gamitin sa susunod na mga business mo. Well, hindi ko kayo din na-discourage na kapag nag-start ka ng first business mo is automatically mag-failed ka na. Kasi marami rin naman kayong mapapanood or mababasa, experience-based story. Pwede mo nang matutunan agad instead na mai-experience mo, makikinig ka lang sa kanila para next time na mangyari sa'yo, avoidable na siya. So, this video is very long, no? So, I hope na may natutunan ka kahit konti. And by the end of this year, we aim our first 1,000 subscriber in this channel. Kaya, kindly subscribe to my channel and be a part of our journey in getting our first ₱1,000,000 adventure. So, thank you so much for watching and goodbye.